Hey everybody, it's Lance of Lance's Car Life. Now what I'm getting to do here is more of a PSA more than anything else. I'm running live today. Let me make sure everything's set up here. Give me one moment. Make sure we are live. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do today is, let me see here. And let me see here, close. Okay, there we are. Sorry about that, folks. I had to turn the sound down on the other side. Like today, I had the good old payment calculator set up here. Now, this actually comes from an argument that of sorts that I had with a customer a couple of weeks ago. Now, the one thing I try to tell everybody is math is math. And you can't say, and sorry, you can't fake it out. It is what it is. That's why I put up the good old payment calculator. Now, you can go to now you can actually go to this website yourself. You can do everything here. This is the main page. I have not touched anything. Now, what we're going to do is do a little experiment here today. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how this works. And it's a very oversimplified version of this. Now, obviously, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not doing that here. I'm just showing you how basic math works. So here's what we're going to do. Now, most people anymore, and I'm doing this in real time, so there's no phony baloney. Now, we're not looking at a $50,000 car. Now, most people out there are looking at something at $20,000. So look, keep that in mind. Now, most people, the standard loan right now, we're going to go normal terms, 72 months. Now, since we're looking at somebody that has, I do subprime, so we're going to look at it from that standpoint. Now, the average interest rate on this is going to be 19.95%. Now, keep that in mind. Now, obviously, we're looking at a used car, not a brand new car. Now, most people out there, if anything, is going to put down $500. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be fair. Let's go $1,000. We're not trading anything in. There's no money owed on your trade. Now, I'm in Ohio. Now, here in the state of Ohio, you're taxed on what county you live in. So, like for me, for instance, I live in Summit County. So, basically, the tax rate here is 6.75%. Now, title, registration, other fees. Okay, now, your mileage may vary on this, especially in what state you live in. But I'm going to keep an oversimplified version of this. So here, you have $36 for the temporary tag, that's a state charge, and $285, or $250, excuse me, for documentation fee. So it's basically $286. Now what we're going to do is we're going to include all fees and loan. We're going to press calculate. So basically, that gives you a payment of $493. Let me scroll down here so you can see it. $493.69. I apologize for that. So basically, let's call it $500. And this is totally oversimplified, something very simple. You can do this yourself, and I'm running live here because I want to try this live stream today. Now I know a lot of people won't probably be seeing this till later on today, but let's change this around. Let's have some fun here. Let's say, well, Lance, all I got is $500 put down. Oh, and that's fine. So we're going to recalculate this, and as you can see, the payment goes to $505.65. Now I tell everybody, if you're going to get anything, if anything, get gap coverage. Now, like I said, your mileage may vary on this. So let's call it purchasing gap $1,000. That's $1,286. I'm putting it down in the title, registration, other fees because there's really no space on this line to put it in. And keep in mind that is a taxable charge in the state of Ohio. So if you calculate again, your payment is $529.58. I mean, it's oversimplified. I understand that, but a lot of times, since I do deep subprime, let's say you qualify for 23%. And And keep in mind, like I said, oversimplification, that's $569.41. Now, with that being said, I'm surprised nobody's in the chat right now, but like I said, a lot of people will probably see this later on today. Well, Lance, that's not going to work for me. I was like, okay, fair enough. Now we flip over to the monthly payment, but seemed like everybody would be the magic number $300 a month. I'm going to keep it at 72 months, 23%. We're still putting down $500 at 6.75%, still using title registration, other fees. So basically, as you can see here, that's a value of $10,188.91. Now understand something, folks. You're not getting a very nice vehicle for basically $10,200 anymore. They just don't exist. Let me rephrase that. They do exist, but ask yourself this question. Do you really want a 100,000 mile plus car? Honestly. So you have a lot of miles, or you can start going way, way, way back in years. So let's say you found, okay, I found the perfect car. But you have to start going way back in years or higher mileage. Now lenders, you have to understand something. They don't consider you the risk. They consider the vehicle the risk. So basically, they're going to cut that loan term down all the way back to probably 54 months. I'm going maxing out, especially start going way back in years. Now you press calculate again. Now you're down to an $8,666.40 car. And let me tell you something, folks. I've seen those cars. I see them every day. They're not very, very, very nice cars. You might say, well, Lance, I don't want the used car. I want a brand new car. So I'm going to be nice for you folks today. I'm going to flip it back to total price. I'm going to go back out to 72 months. So you can see this in real time as you can go back to the $569.41. Now, honestly, if you really, really, really want that brand new car. Now, the national average right now for a brand new car is $36,000. That's the universal average. Using the same specs, and I'll even be nice, because you do get a break on interest rate on a brand new car. So let's call it 16.95%. There's no incentive. I'm not going to put any incentives in there. I'm saying no incentives. You're still using $500. There's no money owed on a trade, anything like that. And still using the $1,286. Now, when we hit calculate, your monthly payment jumps to $871.31. Now, this is just using straight math. Nothing more, nothing less, over 72 months. I mean, this is an oversimplified version of this. It says total cost with price, interest, tax, fees, everything. Now, that $63,234.36 assumes you make that minimum payment from beginning to end. And here's what I tell everybody. And I wish I can pull this up so you can see it. You can go in the mortgage calculator and see how much if you put, and I do this on my cars, I tell all my clients this, put an extra $20 a month against that payment. Why? Now, when you do that, and this only works from payment number, you start on payment number 1. And make sure you do this, you do that payment, always tell the lender, no matter who it is, put that $20 against as principal, extra principal payment. Number 1, your bottom line goes down tremendously over time. Number 2, you're not paying all that interest. So that's a lot of it right there. We'll say, Lance, I don't want to pay $871 a month. Okay, fair enough. Let's say, for instance, you budget yourself for $600 a month on a brand new car. 72 months, $1,695, still using the $500 at my county sales tax, and we press calculate. And here's what it is. You're basically looking at a $24,560 car. Now, understand your mileage may vary on this. Now, Logan Kenny says, if only the mythical $7,500, 100,000 mile old Toyota still existed, it's a shame. And you know what? You're absolutely right. And I say this because, thank you for commenting on my feed. I didn't look to see how many people's even watching right now. To be honest with you, I haven't looked yet. Well, there's one person watching right now. I mean, those cars just isn't out there. I mean, that 100,000-mile Toyota out there right now, like you're saying, Logan. I mean, that's basically a $15,000 car right now. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and back in the day, you can find a rock solid $5,000 car with low mileage. And of course, we're going back 15 years ago. But you're right, it's a shame they don't exist anymore. I mean, and I thank you for watching, but I'm looking at this now. Let's say, for instance, I mean, auto price, let's say you get lucky. Now, I love how people now looking at these. Now, granted, I'm taking true MSRP. I'm not talking any dealer markups, nothing. Now, when I saw this is funny. When I saw people in the Jeep forums complaining about Jeeps being $40,000, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I didn't realize it got that much. But let's say, for instance, you want that Jeep Wrangler. No, let me back it up. Let me not use Wranglers. I'm going to use a truck. Just your random truck. And people complain about it all the time. I mean, I'm seeing trucks now that are $50,000. No joke. So let's say you can get... Now let's say you have really good credit. And it's 8 point... And people are complaining right now is 8.99%. That's pretty much the prime rate right now. And it is... I'm still using... And I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say that... If I go to the right screen here, I apologize. Let's say they have $1,000 in incentives. You still want to, and let's say you want to put down $1,000. You're still not trading anything in, still using my county tax of Ohio. And let's calculate this bad boy. Uh-oh, what happened there? Your monthly payment's minus $85,000? Oh, whoops, I see what I did. Whoops. I see what I did. I apologize. Putting out $1,000. There we go. That's better. Now, your monthly payment is $948.98. And yes, folks, people are still paying paying $1,000 a month for a truck. Now, let's say, for instance, but Lance, I need something bigger than I need a diesel. Now, these diesels, I always tell this story. I remember when I first started selling Dodges back in 2004. You could pick up a dually when everything's said and done for $34,000, which was a killer deal. Let me answer Logan here. I want to respond to him, so it's sending now. I hope you get it there. Now these trucks now, I'm gonna use the same Dodge Ram. That same Dodge Ram is $85,000. That same Dodge Ram, I don't know why I wasn't typing there. $85,000. Now, we'll still do 72 months at 8.99%, using 1,000 cash incentives and 1,000 down payment. Now, when that calculates, that is a $1,622.28 payment. Yikes. That's a lot of money. Maybe that's why, because everybody complains trucks are too expensive. And they're right. I mean, there's trucks out there that's $100,000. Like, a perfect example of this. I'm going to use the SUV. This is crazy. It's either the Yukon Denali or Cadillac Escalade. I can't remember which one is it GMC Yukon Denali or is it Cadillac Escalade? I can't remember which one it is. I haven't looked in a while. It's one of those ones where that SUV is $120,000. 72 months at 8.99%. But I'm going to be fair. They'll give you 84 months. Still using 1,000 incentives, 1,000 down payment. When that calculates out a $2,000 payment, I know I'm getting off track here, but it's like the payments are high. But getting back to the original goal of this exercise here, go back to $20,000. And we'll go back to, and I've seen this too, 25% interest, back, no incentives, 1,000 down payment, fees. Please provide positive cash value. Positive cash value. Okay. Cash incentives. Oh, zero. Whoops. Sorry about that. It's still 547 at 84 months. So this exercise today, I want to do this today as a short live video. Now, I'm going to get off here now. Logan, I want to thank you for joining me today. I didn't think anybody joined in the chat, and I may or may not do a Ask a Salesman segment later on this evening when more people are home. But folks, that's what you see here today. That's a general overview, understanding, like it said in the title, math is math. And there it is. Now, I'm going to get off here, and this is Lance and Lance's Car Life, and I thank you for joining.